Hi, everybody. How are you? So, I was just doing some meditation and I requested help from Lilith. Now, the more I learn about Lilith, I may not be religious, so to speak, but I like to understand all religions. And Lilith goes beyond um, the Bible, even. So, she's been around for a long time. She's like the embodiment, if you were to ever put one, to an energy or an entity of pretty much everything. And the whole idea of Adam and Eve, from what I'm gathering, Lilith wants balance, okay? She wants balance, she wants healing, and a lot of us need to heal our inner child. When it comes to the Garden of Eden, forgive me, I'm not going to quote the Bible or anything like that because I am not um, fully devout to reading the whole thing, all right? But when is it that they mention, do they ever mention Adam and Eve as children? Like, do they ever mention their childhood? Because for them to be man and woman, and Eve was created so to bring balance for masculine and feminine, is in the image of what I guess Adam needed or wanted, right? So the manifestation, so to speak. But instead of bringing balance, it kind of created chaos. Now, would that be where the war started between masculine and femininity? Is this the whole idea of twin flame idea? And when I think of the flame internally, I think of solar plexus energy, which would be very, very close to source, and that would be like your inner child. Okay, in order to get the sacral chakra, which is orange, you need red and yellow. So, where is it that it says where Adam and Eve started off? Like, they would have to be, in my opinion, they would have to start off as children. And I don't know if there's any story that tells about them and their upbringing, or what developed, or if they just were man and woman, because that to me makes no sense. And if Lilith is the embodiment of everything, let's say she decided to, when she left, out of that, it left some unresolved things. So because of that, there was a split. So then there's masculine and feminine, and there is a duality there. So it would be like a yin and yang idea of Lilith herself or itself. And because there was no balance there, because they were given free will to choose what they wanted to do, yes, at times, I guess the whole idea, the energy of Eve is submissive to the male counterpart, but that's not balance. No man or woman should ever want to have their partner or their other half submissive. No man or woman should ever want to attack the other half of themselves. No man or woman should ever want to start a war with the other half of themselves. No man or woman should ever want to compete with the other half of themselves. No man or woman should ever want to feel jealous or envy towards the other half of themselves. So that creates an unbalance. That creates a bit of a war, if you ask me, in my opinion. So I was just looking at the candle and the whole idea of twin flames, the whole idea of two people that come into each other's lives, sometimes romantically, but not always, to teach each other something so that there's lesson there and something can be learned, so that they can transmute the unresolved negative energy into positivity through a lesson learned, so that there could be closure, so that there could be union, so there could be peace and movement forward. So I'm wondering, because Lilith wanted to leave, okay, I'm wondering if that was what split it up. Now, I'm sure there's all other different stories, and they say that Eve came from the rib of man and everything like that, but the male counterpart wanting to have the male counterpart or male energy wanting Lilith to be submissive in any sort of way, or kind of roll her up into one or keep her contained, is not a good idea, because that kind of energy is not meant to be contained. And from what I'm learning, the male energy is more of the 3D aspect, the physical. Okay, so the woman's more the etheric part of it, the more spiritual aspect and connection to source. When you have two people that come together and they work really well together and they work as a team, they thrive. They do really well, and they can reign empires, okay? And they can help each other, look out for each other, and basically they become into union, almost like the helix and like the twin flame. They wrap around each other because they are sharing each other's energy equally. not in a battle, not one over the other, not trying to gain power over the other or to manipulate or anything like that. They are working together. And I think that's the whole idea of Lilith wanting healing, because I think she knew that in order to heal, you had to start with the inner child first. But I don't know if they mention that in the Bible or any other books. I do remember hearing something about Jesus saying healing within, but why didn't he just come out and say it, that that's your inner child that needs to be healed? Any traumas you went through or anything that's carried down in your bloodline or DNA that's passed down to you. It's like always got to be in code or something like that, instead of just giving you like the as is. I guess that's just me. Maybe I just like to hear it like straightforward. I've always been very literal, and I don't usually beat around the bush, and I'm not too good at sarcasm. And when people say things, I take it at face value, which has got me in trouble before. Now I have to discern the difference between those that say things and those that act upon those things. There's a huge difference, right? So I don't know if you agree with this. I don't know if you have any input about this, or maybe you are religious and devout and you follow the book and there's something you could throw at me in the comments down below. But either way, I'm not going to be off-put by it. I'm willing to read it. I'm willing to be open about it. Or maybe there's another religion that you're aware of that does mention inner child healing or something like that, or the Lilith, because Lilith has been around for a very long time, and it's in even, I would say, Norse mythology as well too. So hit me up in the comments below. Definitely like, share, subscribe, and if not, that's okay too. Thank you for stopping by and just hearing me out.